And this is why I think education needs to change. Truthfully, in my opinion, I feel like education needs to change from a young age. We need, now that social media is a thing, and it's clearly going to be a thing for the future, and hopefully they all turn more like We Are 8, because We Are 8 is, for me, it's one of the leading platforms because of the safety.
But they won't, because they know that the hate
doesn't make enough money.
It doesn't. Yeah.
But this is where I think education needs to change. We need to start teaching kids how to be respectful to each other by telling their opinions, because we are such an opinionated race right now. Everybody wants to be so opinionated and have a comment on everything, but I think you can do it in a respectful and proper way, like we've all spoke about. And I think in schools we need to start teaching people this. I think we need to start teaching people finance in schools, how to look after their money, because we don't learn things like this as well. And especially as business people like yourselves, that's got to be hard, investing a lot of money into different businesses and this and that. People, they're scared to do these things and create a better life for themselves because we aren't taught it as kids.
Why do you think that is, though? Like, why do you think, like, the curriculum, for instance, we said at the beginning of this, the curriculum is, like, probably from my granddad and probably beyond that, very similar to what it is to the way our kids now are getting taught, right? It must be because the system wants to suppress and keep people at a certain level. And I think it's the same with tech. That's why people, it's money obviously, but they also want to keep certain people in a certain area in life, down here somewhere, where not too many people can jump up and sprout out. So giving you too much good, right information and the right environment will allow too many people to prosper.
100%. I think the TikTok thing's a crazy one. Like in China, they serve the kids educational adverts, educational content. It's all educational. Whereas in America and UK, they serve it just to dumb you down. Like they're actually educating their own to make them more intelligent. Whereas us, we become just stuck there watching. I don't know. I don't really watch it, but
and when
whatever
you're
it is,
fearful, right? I mean, I think the world is scared. People are scared. Are they going to get jobs? Is there going to be enough money? The world's going to end in 6 years. We're all completely stuffed. And you know yourself, when you get scared, you become the worst version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And when there's fear, you go to a place of, you know, fight or flight. And so
we become very defensive, don't you? Like
everyone's being the worst version. And so, and the old system is thriving. I think the funniest thing about the old system, if we're saying that's, you know, governments all around the world or whatever's sort of controlled humanity.
Banks, government, the whole lot. Yeah.
But above that, what's bigger than that is TikTok and Meta and the big tech platforms, because they've almost taken a layer, they've gone a
influence,
world
isn't it? Influence.
up, right? And so that's the system we're living in now. They control, you know,
they're shaping. They're shaping conversations. They're shaping opinions. They're shaping policy. Like they're doing everything.
Totally.
It's crazy.
And we're voting with our time. We think it's a big deal. We've got election year next year. We're going to be voting in the UK. We're going to be voting in the US. But the reality is we vote every day with our time.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. And we've voted in Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, guys, as our global controlling dictators. And that is the world. And that's what I kind of think. I think there's a really fun thing about getting all of you and saying, actually, I'm voting for a better way. I'm voting for the world that I want to live in. And I don't think it's going to take much for us to go, oh my God, is this really going to work? Because it only, you know, when we were talking before about that moment where a teacher believes in you or a parent believes, or someone believes in you, or you see a moment where you think, holy shit, that's possible. And when you realize that 2 minutes, 80 million people, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, 1 billion people spending just 2 minutes a day watching a couple of ads and standing united can for real end food poverty, end the water crisis.
I think it comes back to what you just said, Sue, like that fear. When somebody's like at their lowest point, they're trapped, they feel like they're in a hole that they can't get out of, then they kind of get stuck even more, so they turn to scrolling on social media. But knowing that this app is here, and I think the one thing is, how did this app come about? Because we spoke about this at one point, I remember quite a while back, and you felt like you wanted to bring it out 5 years before you did, but you felt like it was the wrong time because it was all about the greed side, and now it's kind of been more about people's eyes are opening up now. They're kind of being like, there is an opportunity out there, and people do want to have a kind of a bit of a greener footprint on their sides and want to help other people, I feel like now.
Yeah, it's funny when you talk about green footprint, actually, we were talking about earlier. There are so many things we're kept from knowing. You know, we've been talking about the system. You know, that whole idea of your own individual carbon footprint?
Yep.
You know that BP actually created that
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
shift the blame
Genius.
from
Genius.
the oil
Yeah.
companies back onto the individuals, because they knew that guilt was the best way to shine the light on people and not on them.
Traps people, doesn't it?
Right?
Shifting the
And
focus.
You feel
I've got to give it to them. It's bloody brilliant.
yeah, it's brilliant, but it's really
But
fucking
it's
us in the face.
very scary.
So, right? And so, sorry, I really have sorted Rio's giving
It's
me the
passionate,
side look.
yeah,
Like,
the
you're
side eye.
letting loose, Sue Fennessy.
This ain't TV. Don't worry.
But, you know, we look at those big things and we are being used. We think we're independent individuals, and what a joke. I'll never
Yeah.
forget, you know, you look at everyone on Instagram, or this promise of, I have this many followers, or I have this many. Well, no, you don't, because you actually can't even reach them.
Yeah.
When you post, you only reach 0.6% of your followers. They control you. They control us. We're all being manipulated in a giant system. And we're saying no. Because the only thing, I'm convinced more than ever, the only thing that's going to work is the mobilization of lots of us at coming together and acting as a giant organism on our beautiful home planet Earth. So when you say I had this idea, it's an ecosystem where everyone wins. I mean, we've got a damaged world where people are the big losers, and the beautifully, if you think that BP thing was clever, look at Instagram. They held up a mirror and told you how beautiful you are, while where they're actually taking money out of your pockets underneath. So it's no different to what BP and the oil companies did. Or people don't even know that oil companies, the biggest byproduct is plastic. People don't know that oil companies make plastic.
Yep.
And so this whole idea of shining the light onto people to make it about you and make you insecure while we strip you of value, we're saying no. And the only way is to shine the light back on the system,
removing the smoke
the oil
mirrors they
companies,
put there, yeah.
the tech platforms, and collectively holding them accountable. So the only way that I thought we could do it is actually to build a better ad model. Because the only thing that will hurt these companies, it's not even government legislation, because they can't even drive that through.
Money.
There's no mass population holding them to account, the biggest celebrities, the biggest companies. Stop hate for profit. We saw the biggest companies in the world say, we're going to stop advertising on Facebook, and they did not change anything. And there was abuse going on. So none of that's going to work. The only thing that's going to work is if we take your money. And we're
did
going
you
to take your
find,
money.
like, obviously through SMI, like seeing that company grow and seeing how much money was put through all these, through Disney, through all these companies that advertise, is that what thought, well, actually, we can take
do it.
that and do good with that?
Well, I mean, I look at the money going to media companies. I'm an old girl. And so I
21 years old.
see I see TV, and I always thought it was beautiful. I mean, we watched TV for free, and they bought us beautiful programs that they funded, and we watched TV ads in return for getting these amazing programs.
Yep.
Bewitched, Brady Bunch, all those programs that I grew up with and loved. The challenge is now people are creating all the content. Facebook isn't investing in, Instagram isn't investing in the content. They're taking, and people are the product. And so TV ads really work. And there was a beautiful value exchange. And so seeing at SMI, we saw the money go to the TV networks, but in a very short space of 10 years, we saw the money get sucked out of publishing, out of everywhere, and go to Meta. And their model didn't even work. And seeing them take $1 billion from charities, that's unacceptable. Charities during COVID were forced to put their more money with Facebook desperately trying to get money in at a time when they needed it, and none of it is shifting fast enough. And I think, look, it's very much just share the wealth. I saw the economic crisis in the US, credit card debt, student debt, economic damage at a level we've not seen, 50 million people that can't get food. And I just thought, oh my God, governments do not have the money to fix the problems. Who has the money? Tech giants. Your ad model's a bit fucked. If we take that on, we can redirect $120 billion back to people and charities. And then...
And that is a
boom.
Substantial amount, which will make a massive difference.
And all we have to do, watch a couple of minutes of ads. And so this whole, I just also like in the process that people are standing together and saying, no, not on our watch. Not on our watch. There's something, because if we come together and we can shift things just a bit, oh my God, then imagine
Big
what's
chance.
possible, Rio Ferdinand.
Just before you go anywhere, we just want to say thank you very much to listen to Freedom Impact Trust. We love your reviews, so please do leave them because it helps other people find us, doesn't it, Curtis?
Yes, it does. As AJ said, comment, like, subscribe, share it with a friend, share it with the entire world. Let everybody know that this is the podcast that you guys are listening to, and jot down some comments of any financial advice that you want or any questions. We'll be happy to answer all of them at the best of our knowledge. Thanks again for listening, guys. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we love you all.
Yeah, we just want to thank our sponsors, Fint, the financial investment app, where you can invest from as little as £50 a month. Yes, Curtis, £50 a month. So easy.
I like it. And don't forget that it's all within 3 portfolios. Simplicity. It's easy. Get investing, guys.
Have a great day.
See you later.